Okay, rookie mini camp is underway and we have observations, we've got information. One of the things that we're so excited about is Aiden Hutchinson. You know, Craig, we know he's the number 2 overall pick. We're excited about our
Sure.
other picks, but I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, everything that's coming out of there is he's got great bend. We were wrong on that. We'll get to
We
where we
weren't
were really
wrong.
wrong. It happens to be about bend, and he's got a great motor. And this is things you say, but what else do you say when a guy's going to go high? But now we're seeing it live in action. Craig, takeaways, just kind of immediate takeaways, hearing that he has great bend and a great motor.
Yeah, so the Great Bend thing, I mean, like the Great Motor, I don't know if that's news,
Right.
but the Great Bend thing is huge. So I don't know if that's just day one again. This is against practice dummies,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, he's getting low out of his cuts and things like that. So he had heard different things, but now all of a sudden, out of like 3 or 4 different article news sources, we're seeing that his bend was significantly better than originally thought. That was our one problem with him. That was
Yep.
the only problem that we had with him. Everything else matched up, everything else was fine. If the dude has bend to get around the corner, what can't he do?
Oh, and dude, that's where we're most excited because at Michigan, he just pushed his way in. Like,
Yeah.
there was
Or
no
ran around.
yeah, there was no just this true pass rush very often. It was more even swim moves inside and just he did look like he stood up. He was more straight up than,
Yeah.
we always go to a Bosa or, those guys that just, man, they're so bendy. We say that, but that's truly what
Yeah.
you're talking about is a guy that can, at his size, get low, get around the corner. And so to hear it, like you said, coming out of a lot of news articles and just the observations, and we're watching the highlights and the interviews, it's like this guy
Yeah.
really has been that we didn't expect and that we thought, well, he would be a top guy, but he doesn't quite have the bend. He does. So we have him. He's a great guy, great off the field. I mean, like you said, what can he do if he has the bend?
Yeah. Yeah. And Chris Burke of The Athletic said Hutchinson's bend and motor just completely jump off the page. During an agility drill, Hutchinson was getting extremely low. So he's not using like, oh, he's got pretty good bend. He's saying it jumps off the page. Then he says the word extremely low. And Chris Burke, like, he does a good job. Like, he
Mhm.
does a good job. I really do value his opinion. Extremely low to the ground and around the tackling dummies, and he showed a nice change of direction speed. Now, that's what they're saying about his skill set, but I love more. Can I throw a quote at you from Hutchinson himself?
Yes.
This is good stuff. All right. You tell me if this is the kind of guy you want leading your team. All right. This is his quote. They're talking about how does it feel to get back on the field. He says, "This is what I do at the end of the day. All that talk. I hate the talk. It's been a lot of months of talking, a lot of rah rah, but now we're here getting the work in. This is what I do." And it's just like, yes,
Let's
some people
go.
some people love the talk. And he's like, I don't like the talk. I like the play. I want to play. This
Mhm.
is great. I'm
Oh,
so
dude,
happy about
it's
this.
it's really because you and I've talked about it from the beginning. We're just Michigan fans, so we've watched this guy over and over, and I don't know,
Yeah.
you just lose it because we watched him, and it's
He's
like,
not a shiny new toy.
yep. And so to hear that, man, this guy's true. You forget that he's like he was the number one guy all the way to the very end, and then thank
Yes.
you Jaguars. Like we were just like, nah, whatever. We're not going to get him. Who are we going to get? We're going to get Thibodeau. And it's like, no, we
Yeah.
ended up with this guy, and now you're seeing him. You're seeing him in the Lions jersey doing the interviews. And I saw an interview, the same interview with him where he talked to the press, and he's just so like he gets it. And you're like, thank you. You're never going to have to worry about him. He's going to
Nope.
show up day after day for the next 5 years. We know that for sure. We'll see what happens after that, but the next 5 years could be really exciting around Detroit.
Oh, it could be super exciting around Detroit. And I think just seeing that number 97 in Honolulu blue
Mm.
is a really, really good thing. We all talk about how it's a match made in heaven with Dan Campbell and stuff. But when you listen to Brad Holmes in his interview on the Rich Eisen show, and I think we've talked about this in other videos too, the excitement that they had. So last year they got slapped on the wrist for getting their pick in too fast. So he said to Rich Eisen, he goes, I tried to hold on. I knew it was our pick, but when Hutchinson was still there, he's like, I think I looked at Rod Wood or something like that. And then I just immediately called Aiden Hutchinson, and he broke it again. And he's like, I know that I'm not supposed to, but he was so excited. I really do think that they were amazed he was still there.
Oh yeah.
And he was number one on our board. And I think after that interview, I know for a fact he was number one. And before that, I thought to myself, is it Walker? Was Walker number one on our board? But now we can know it was Hutch. We sprinted up to get him. No problems.
I love it. Yep. So we're excited about this. I think, the other Walker was definitely going to be the guy if Hutch was gone. But yeah,
I
like you
agree
said,
with that.
Hutch is the guy. Then we get Pascal, who's Walker 2.0 or whatever. I mean, he's the
Or
same.
0.5. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think he's better.
exactly. So no,
I'll take
everything
it.
is looking as good as we could have expected, even better than we could have expected with Hutch coming into just our first observations at rookie minicamp is like, oh my gosh, awesome. This is
He's
great.
as advertised. And that's
Yep.
what you want of the number 2 pick. You want people to be saying he's as advertised. If it's one day after the rookie mini camp and they're like, he's still not showing that bend, and his motor's high, but he still plays upright and he does this, you'd be like, okay. But then it comes out and it's just like, he's the number 2 pick. He's ready to go to work. He doesn't want to talk anymore. He's got the bend. He's got the agility. He's got the speed. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm sold. I'm in. Let's go.
And just, oh, by the way, it's at a position of absolute need, and
And
not even
importance.
need, but just important. Exactly. Just
Yeah.
that is, if you could just say, where would you want to just be better? Rushing the passer, like that'd be cool. And it's like,
That'd be
okay,
great.
here you go. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they hand us this guy that Jacksonville is just like, we want more of a inside big guy. It's like, okay, thanks. We will take Hutchinson all day long. And
It's like the
dude,
guy who produces.
oh, this is
I'll
unbelievable.
take
Right. And
that. Thank you.
I never heard of Walker. I mean, legit, I just, never heard of
Oh,
him. That doesn't mean
until we started doing mock drafts. I had never heard of him.
no. And then he was like, hey man, he's third DN. Like this guy's gonna be nice. He's a nice piece. End of the
Yeah.
first round. Then he's top 10. Anyway, thank you, Jaguars, for just
Yes.
thank you.
Doing
So
what you do best. Thank you. I will take Aiden Hutchinson. Let's have a good time.
so hey, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. That means you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to get our latest videos when they come out. We do videos on the Pistons and the Lions. So make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you're hearing about Hutchinson. It's nothing but great things. Long way to go. We get that, but stay tuned and we'll keep following this and see what happens.
Sweet.
And we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.